watching All Wrestling Talk Nation. Yes, it is. It is All Wrestling Talk Nation, Indy Superstar Spotlight. Sorry about the Ronnie Nicole interview. We had some technical difficulties, the snow out here, kind of bogging it down. But I made sure Mr. Brian Titus over here got back from his trip in Bahamas. His butt had to knock off the snow off the internet stuff, so we are good to go. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody from the good place every year over there is our special guest, Mr. Fred Yehi. How you doing, Fred?
What's up? What's up? What's good?
Hi. I wanted to thank you for coming on the show, bro. I know we had Aja Perera on our show a couple of weeks ago, so I'm very thankful for you being on it. So wanted to say thank you guys so much for being a part of All Wrestling Talk already. And I'm only fair to give your side, man. We got to get you, a little shine. So, thank you for being patient with us and getting you out there on the Indy Superstar Spotlight. So, how's it going?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. I really appreciate y'all having me, by the way.
No problem, man. It's good seeing you on the big screen. We're just going to make it happen as well as we can. So, let me go ahead and first just thank everybody. We had a great show at the Milledgeville on Sunday. We were at the Fun Factory, Fun Faction, and we're going to be back there March 22nd. So stay tuned to allwrestlingtalknation.webs.com. We'll have more info, and also on dcwm.webs.com. We'll also have on March 7th, Feel Lucky. Come out, we're in Lions Club at Winder. We are going to have the doors open at 6, 7 p.m. will be the bell time. You're going to see superstars like Brian Titus, Leatherface. You'll see some other guys coming out, Nitrous, and a few other surprises. So we'll see how that goes. So with that being said, we're going to go out. You comfortable yet?
No.
Okay. Like I said, my co-host from last night was at the Bahamas because he didn't like snow. Well, apparently he still didn't do anything different because his butt's over here. So.
Hey, I thought the snow was done.
No, it wasn't. They just brought in another case.
I came in, it was nice. Now it's snowing again.
Well, that should tell you about what you should have done.
Should have stayed.
It wouldn't have hurt. But anyway, now with that being said, but that woman did scream to let her out.
Okay.
Anyway, so with that being said, all right, Fred, wanted to thank you again for being on the show. Let's get a basic introduction, where you've wrestled with, and just tell us a little about yourself, bro.
Well, let's see. As far as like where I've wrestled so far, I've been predominantly here in the Southeast, especially Georgia. I've gone as far as Smoky Mountain, which is it's kind of a disappointment, but as I like to do overseas travel and just wrestle everywhere. I'm originally from Daytona Beach, Florida, where the weather is really, really nice, and it's probably not as cold as it is right now here in Georgia. Let's see. Other than that, I served 2 years in the U.S. Air Force, so I'm a veteran. I did collegiate wrestling in high school. I have a amateur wrestling background for about 13 years, and I coached high school for about 2 years. So that's a little bit of background. I debuted professionally in early 2012, and I've been loving it since. Been knocking out the park. It's a great opportunity every time I get a chance to go out there and entertain, perform. It's always a real blessing, and I'm very thankful for it. So 3 years into my career now, and it's been a blast.
Awesome. All right, Brian.
Still young to the business. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
After you get about my age, you'll be going, Jesus, why not get into this? Yeah, it's a great business. So tell us a little more. I mean, you said something about traveling overseas. Was that just with the military? Do you get to wrestle? Have you been wrestling over there?
Well, unfortunately, while I was in the military, I never got a chance to go overseas. I was in Texas the entire time, San Antonio. So I was stationed at Lackland Air Force Base, and I had to go over to Fort Sam Houston. But as far as the wrestling aspect, I really do have desires, and it's really a dream to go overseas. And I don't think I'm really too far off from it. I really believe it's going to happen this year. Like I've decided that, and it's going to happen. It's meant to. I see it happening all around me. I see like, of course, Aja, who's getting the opportunity to go over to Mexico, and I have like other friends in the business, and just peers who are getting those opportunities. So I know like that it's just a matter of time before I'm going to get those same things too, because I know where my heart is. But as for now, I haven't been overseas yet. But when it happens, it's going to be really, really sweet, and the hard work is really going to pay off.
All right. My question to you, we have a few guys that actually know about you, and Nitrous, man, he gave me something really cool about you. He said you could work. He called you a machine. He said you could work about an hour straight, maybe an hour and a half if and then to cool off you jump rope. And he's like, I looked at him, he's outside, it's cold, and he's jump roping, and I'm going, what the heck's wrong with this man? He's like, and I'm saying that I wrestled 3 matches, and hey, it is what it is. Let's talk about that crazy endurance, bro.
I think I know what he's referring to. I wrestled an Iron Man match against Shane Marks, and this was like in maybe September, October 2013. We went the entire hour, and I remember like maybe 20 minutes into the matchup, Shane Marks' valet, Miss Rachel, she still is valet to this day, especially in PCW. Like after each fall, like there'd be like a 1-minute rest period, and Shane Marks was getting water, and there was no one there at ringside to give me water. And so, but I had been training really, really, really hard for this match, just like I train really, really hard for any other match. I just don't really believe in being a weekend warrior. Like I really try to come correct when I get down there to the ring to perform. But anyhow, like after about maybe 20, 30 minutes, like I just kind of took it as a challenge. Like I'm gonna do this whole entire match without any water, and then I'm gonna jump rope, then I'm gonna do push-ups afterwards. So that's just what I did. As crazy as it sounds, like that's just something that I did, and it was kind of stupid, but I was fine. I didn't dehydrate, didn't kill myself, nothing like that. And yeah, that's just it's a really good workout. But it was very fun. But I don't recommend anyone does that. Like wrestling in a match for 1 hour and no water. Get some water. Hydrate, please hydrate. But yeah, I think that's where that comes from. Like that actually did happen.
Man, you said you went for an hour?
Yes.
You got tired hearing that.
I got tired hearing that. I was blown up 5 minutes ago. You said an hour. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, hang on. I'm more out.
Oh, Lord. Got one for me.
I'm going to have to upload that match really soon. Because that match was really, I try to take something from every match. I try to take something, like whether it's, if I'm wrestling a veteran like Shane Marks, who I consider like, arguably the one of the most talented guys here in the Southeast, if not the United States as a whole. Like I really take things from Shane, and then even from the match, like you learn things, you just learn different things, and I learned so much from that matchup, and it really taught me how to create, and it just really added more to my game. And but that's really that really stands out as like one of my favorite matches for those purposes. But yeah.
That's a good thing. I mean, you're still young, you're learning. The same things go for my kids. I tell them every time they step in the ring with a veteran, take something away from it, because you've learned from somebody that actually knows what they're doing. So if you can learn from them and make the next step with them, you're going to be better. Yes.
That is just what I've learned. I've learned that. But you hit the nail right on the head.
Well, you get so many young guys that come into the business, and I hate saying this, but you do, that think they're already superstars. Dude, You're in the independents, okay? You can get good, and you can get a name out there for yourself, but when you get to the point where the big leagues are calling you, more power to you. But right now, stay humble, because these veterans will teach you more than you'll ever know.
Yes. That is very true. That's very true.
All right. Well, we talk about like the beginning stages of a career. You started, I know I've seen you in done some work with WWA before. I've seen you with the Southern Fried Wrestling over in Monroe. I've seen you in Anarchy matches with Slim J, and like I said, we talked about Supernatural. What are your, you don't have to say your favorites, but matches that as you were talking about, taking something away. But what was some matches you went, whoo, I learned something. That was a lot that I learned, but you got jazzed for it. You were still pumped afterwards.
Let's see. Well, of course, that Iron Man match with Shane Marks. There's several. There are several of them because, like, again, I take a lot from every match. I worked Davey Richards back in 2012, and that was an experience within itself. As far as physicality, like I could keep up with him, but he was just where he was at that time, for a few years up to that point. Like he was known as, the best wrestler, the best professional wrestler in the world. So like going into that match, like I knew I was going to learn something, and I did. I really was learning how to create and just how to meet my opponent just where they're at. And because Davey wrestles at such a high level, I had to meet him where he was at. I had to meet him there, like move for move. And that's something that I really took from it. And I remember, like, after that matchup, like, not saying that I didn't have confidence in myself, but when I did that, especially because I was only like 5 months into my career, after doing that, it just really gave me that confidence. Like, if I can get in there with a guy like Davey, who's known as the best in the world, then wrestling this person, wrestling that person, like it's really nothing. Like that pressure is kind of gone because I just went through the trial, I just went through the test, and I passed. But that was one that stood out. Of course, when I went to Smoky Mountain for the very first time, I worked Chase Owens, and that really taught me something because that really was a pivotal point for me as well. And I don't know if you all keep up with BACW Wrestling, if you ever heard of it. That's my YouTube channel. But we run tapings. We run tapings in Porterdale, Georgia. But there have been a few matches even in BACW that I've learned some things as well because we don't actually have our audience is YouTube, and we have a really big fan base. So we don't really wrestle for an audience. But with that, we focus more so on the wrestling aspect of it. And there was a gentleman by the name of Casey Kincaid. He was known as the Phantom in PCW. He recently moved to Oregon. But I wrestled several matches with Casey Kincaid on BACW that just taught me a lot of things. Because Casey is a smaller wrestler. Like, you guys are familiar with Jonathan Gresham, I'm sure, from WWE4. He's like in that category, and he really works he works with what works for him. He actually uses his lack of size to his advantage, and I learned from that because I'm not a very, very big guy in this big man business. And I just took a whole lot from that and learned a lot from him. And I'm sure, like, I would literally have to, like, go on, like, a long tangent it's just a long list of people that I've learned from. And I don't know if we'll have enough time to really cover all those people that I've learned from, but I've learned a lot. I'll throw some names out, however, like Jimmy Rave, Kyle Matthews, Simon Sermon, Matt Kennard, Tony Kazina, Kyle O'Reilly, Corey House. I've learned from all of these guys, and I've just taken all these things and put them in the toolbox. But and that's one of the beauties. That's one of the beauties of this business. Like, you never stop learning. But yeah.
Being that you've learned from so many, who is your trainer? Who's the guy that actually trained you to do what you do?
Okay, let's see. I started in the backyard. So I kind of learned how to bump on my own, but I was never trained. But so when I when I started my training in 2011, I started at PCW, and Steve Platinum was a trainer, and along with Steve Platinum was Jay Fury. Steve taught a lot of ring psychology, and in the beginning I didn't really get it. Mechanically, I could grasp everything, but it was just the theory and just the art of it that I didn't quite have. Steve really taught that. Yeah, Steve really taught that. Jay Fury was he trained me as well, but he served as more of a mentor as well. After every show like that weekend, I would actually go to his place and we just sit there and we watch matches, not just my match, but the whole entire show.
Yeah.
And that was really useful. So I credit Jay Fury and Stephen Platinum as my trainers.
All right.
Awesome. Now, let's go ahead and talk, because with all wrestling talk and Indy, Superstar, Spotlight, we like to kind of get behind the scenes. We work together in the wrestling, so we know we all could talk about stories and stuff that just, do you believe that just happened? Only in wrestling. So this is kind of your platform, and like I said, you're not in gimmick, so you don't have to worry about it. No one's gonna find you and throw you in the toilet, all that mess, or throw your gym bag away, Hey, I did it once, and that guy earned that spot.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But anyway, what I was gonna say was, funny moments or just moments when you and Aja just looked at each other and go, "We're gonna be wrestling here," or "What? This is crazy."
Let's see. Well.
I'm here.
There was she just fed me a really cool suggestion just now. She okay. We Aja was booked on the show a couple of weekends ago. I'm not gonna say which show. Not gonna say which one. But so we go to this show, and I'm not even gonna say it's an all-female show, but let's take a hint. But it was very entertaining for all of the right and wrong reasons. We saw as she slits her throat, we're gonna tell the story of two women who should not have been in this particular matchup, who were both a combined weight of maybe 450 pounds. So that's pretty heavy for two women. And they were doing a street fight. And they went outside the ring and they went for they go for like a suplex outside the ring, and
she died.
She died. Not literally died, but she smacked her head. Like, that doesn't directly the back of her head. Yeah, she smacked the back of her head, and it looked like she smacked the front too. Like, it was pretty bad. So like, those are my kind of stories. Like unfortunately, I haven't had like any like bad run-ins with like drugs or alcohol or like
no,
or fights or anything like that. Like, but like I've seen things and like I've learned from them. But that was pretty entertaining to watch. I saw some stuff. I saw some unbelievable things that you're like, oh, it's only in Indy. You're gonna see it. You're not gonna see it on television, but it's only gonna be Indy. I swear I'm gonna write a book on some of this stuff. I'm gonna write a book and like really talk about some of this, because I mean that'll really sell. But
we'll get together. We'll get together on that, and we'll make that happen, because I got plenty of stories to tell about a bunch of stuff.
No. I'd like to get to another story. As well, and this is a continuation of the van situation when the tire blew up that I was talking about.
Yeah, I am glad you brought that up, because see, that is what we talk about. We were driving a 15-passenger van, and we all get in. This guy decides to tell me at the last minute, oh, by the way, we might need to check the tire. What? And we're wobbling out, and I got everybody and their mama in the car, and I go, you couldn't have told me when it was empty? And it's like, all right, let's get some air. And all I could think about is, as I'm driving, let's just make it there. I don't want my tire blowing up. I don't want a Fred story. So, tire expert Fred.
I did it on purpose, Fred. I did it on purpose.
So, tire expert Fred Yehi, please tell us what happened with the van.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you what happened. Okay. Now, no. Let me tell you what happened. Now, okay, so we were booked to wrestle in North Carolina. North Carolina. So that's about a 6.5 hour drive from where we were going.
No, it was 8.
Okay, 8 hours. 8 hours. No, let me tell the story. All right. So on this trip was scheduled. It was myself, the lovely Aja, Aisha, or Dementia DeRose, and we were supposed to pick up Jeter. And that says enough within itself. Jeter. You guys know Jeter is. Like, you can't miss Jeter. You know Jeter when you see him. Like, there's only one Jeter, and he's 500 pounds.
Yeah.
We go. Yeah, Jeter's 500 pounds. Doesn't matter. Like, Jeter can't get mad. Jeter should have thought about that like 30 pizzas ago. Like, Jeter's 500 pounds. Now,
I agree. If you at that point, we can't help you.
Now, Jeter. Upon picking Jeter up, we had already filled the tank up. We filled the tank all the way up. It's like, okay, tank's full. We go and we get Jeter. Jeter gets in the van. Upon getting in the van, like, we noticed that the meter on the tank just starts to go down, like almost like towards the middle, from Jeter's weight alone. So now so I'm thinking, like, I don't want to jinx anything. Like, there was no wood to knock on, so I'm like, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna keep it to myself. And I'm sitting there thinking, we ain't gonna make it to North Carolina. There's no way. But Jeter, sitting here, Jeter on top of that, Jeter sits like in that middle seat. Because in this van, you have the two front seats. You have the seat in the middle, you have the seat in the back. Jeter sits in the middle, but sits on one side of the van, and that's the reason why. And that's the reason why that tire blew out. So Jeter's sitting on that side of the van. He gets in, the van kind of rocks when he gets in.
You can't blame one person for blowing up a tire.
I'm blaming Jeter. I am blaming Jeter. So we get to ride. We get to riding, and I was just driving or whatever. We're going like maybe 60, 65 miles per hour. The van gets to shaking. The van never shakes. The van never shakes. It never. No, actually, I was driving, but the van never shakes. Let me stress that. It never shakes. And it starts shaking, and we're like, what? Something wrong with the van. All of a sudden, like, it doesn't just go flat, but it, like, boom, just explodes. It explodes. It explodes. So we pull over. I'm freaking out. I'm just freaking out. Aisha, she's freaking out, but Jeter's just calm. Jeter knows what just happened. Jeter knows he's sitting on that side of the road. Jeter knows what he did. So we get out of the van, like, this tire is just beyond repair. It's like not just, it's busted. There's wire everywhere. Everything. This thing is just shredded. Jeter destroyed.
And those wires are sharp too, bro.
They're very sharp, and Jeter destroyed the van. So
wait. When Jeter comes to kill us, please remind him that it was Fred that said all of this. Okay.
Well, guess what? We will get away by automobile, and we don't have to worry about the tire exploding.
Whoa, Fred, stop. Now, I'm a fat man. I will speak for fat people. All you gotta do is throw us a pizza. We're excused. We're distracted, and we're done.
No, Jeter. Now, so with that being said, Jeter ruined the tire, and Jeter ruined the trip because we didn't go to North Carolina that day, so we had to cancel the booking. Jeter screwed up our booking. No. All right, I have one more. Now I have one more Jeter story. This is a really, really good one. This last one. No, I'm not going to talk about that one. Okay, honorable mention before I go into this. So honorable mention is Aja passing gas in the car. That's a whole different. That's honorable mention. Now.
Hey! Was it because she had some awesome food?
Yes. No, actually, let me tell this story. So, I had some steak and I had broccoli and cheese and roasted potatoes in a salad. So, of course, this didn't mix up right. So, this is actually before we started dating. I was actually just validating him. And we were driving to Mississippi, and I had horrible gas the whole way. And I made sure to roll the windows up and fart as hard as I could every single time. And yes, I am proud of it. No shame, okay? Because this man is so mean to me. And I enjoyed every single fart, every single poop that came out of my body.
Guys, look, I can't pay you I can't pay you in anything, but please come to my show. I just have to have y'all there. We'll take Aja out to eat. That'll be her pay. We'll put it on Brian Titus's bill. We got this.
It was bad. But hey, you feed her, you keep her. You feed her, you keep her. I'm not.
Bro, we're not in another state. She can find you.
Well, let me tell you one.
Yeah.
There's one more Jeter story. This is a good one here. So,
Go for it.
so for payback, I'm like, okay, Jeter, I can't forgive you for ruining our trip. You know, someone could have seen us. So, Jeter, I got something for you. So one day, I have this clever idea. Like I called Jeter, like we're about to go train or whatever, and I was trying to see if Jeter was going to be free to come in and get some ring time or whatever. So I call him, and Jeter didn't have my number saved in his phone. So he picks up. He's, hello? Hey, Jeter, what's up? He's like, who's this? So I'm like, voila. Light bulb goes off. I'm like, okay, I'm about to play with Jeter. So I go, this is so I go, this is Hardcore Holly from the WWE. I'm calling here to see if you're interested in traveling. I'm an agent with the WWE, and we're interested in bringing you in, but we want to get you set up for some bookings. So Jeter immediately just gets so respectful, and he just gets so humble. He's yes sir, no sir, yes sir, no sir. So I'm like, ooh, this is good. I gotta film this. So I tell him I'm gonna call him back in like 20 minutes. So I pull up to where we train at and whatnot, and we get Aja's phone, and we record the prank call. So I have Jeter going on this road for like 5 minutes, and I'm telling him that we want to book him in Minnesota. We want to fly him out to California, and I think I named some crazy country out somewhere that we've never heard of. And I asked Jeter, who would he refer, as far as like other wrestlers who he thinks needs to look. And he mentioned the Washington Bullets, he mentioned Shane Marks, he mentioned myself, he mentioned his tag team partner. And then I had to go ahead and break the news to Jeter. I said, Jeter, it's funny you mentioned Fred Yehi because that's who you're talking to on the phone right now. He got so pissed. He hangs the phone up, and that was that. But I will definitely message you this prank call because it's on my Facebook. It's somewhere. It's like last year. I'm gonna send that to you. You gotta watch that. That is great.
Oh God, I'm trying to find it now on your Facebook. So I just want to know. You guys are. I know when I first saw you guys, I actually saw Aja going against Amber O'Neal, and I saw you go against Chase Owens. I got to ask you, Fred, how did you come up with your ring gear? I was still going. Did I just see a black man wearing SpongeBob?
I just
explain. Give it.
Honestly, there's really no backstory to it. As far as I can remember, I remember we were doing a show called Monstrosity. That's MCW, and it's shot, it's ran here in Atlanta like every month. And I showed up to a show, and I just didn't have enough time to wash my gear. So the only thing I could bring was pajama pants. I'm like, well, you know what? This show has a monster theme, and it's a lot of gimmicks. So I'm like, this would be different. I'll just go out and I'll just wrestle in some pajama pants and go shirtless, and it worked. And I was working heel or whatnot, and it really worked. And from that, I just stuck with it because it was different. It was very, very different. I knew that there were going to be a lot of people who were going to be bothered by it, a lot of people were going to feel a certain type of way. And I was like, well, I mean, but it's different at the same time, and I was able to really get it over. So, and then AKA, I do like to, I do have a knack for I do like to piss people off, and it seemed to piss a lot of people off. But I still, it worked. It worked.
I like talking to heels because heels make me laugh anyway. It's so funny because the first part, I know you were in the room when I said it. Aja walked past me the first point. She's like, yeah, I'm like, that's right. She said, yeah. And then I was like, tell him, girls. And then in the next breath, shut up. And then I was going, what are you just all And then here comes Fred going, I don't know. And I'm like, her comes just walked past. I'm like, what the heck? Oh my God, you guys had me roll. You guys got to work at WWA 4. I've seen a couple of the pictures, actually each other. So I'm not really going to, ask about that, but I want to ask, what do you think of like all these wrestling schools that's popping up? What is your view of it? Do what's the best way? You get young indie wrestler comes up to you, ask you, the most popular question: how do you get into this? What do you tell them besides go jump off a bridge? Oh wait, that's your advice.
Sometimes I really wrestle with this a lot, and man, sometimes I just wish it was like, I wish the business was like it was like, maybe 30 or 40 years ago. Like, I watched the DVDs, I talked to the old heads and stuff, and it seems so easy to get into the business now. It seems so easy, and like because of that, there's not the respect for it isn't really present like it was like 30, 40 years ago. It's just not really there. It's kind of hard for you to talk to someone because like you don't really know who's really serious and who's really not. And like in most cases, like if the young guy comes up or whatnot who wants to get into the business, I really question if he's really serious or if he's really aware of what he's getting himself into. Like, so I've seen that a lot. I've seen a lot of guys say they say they want to do it, but then they see the work that's required of it, and they see that it's not a matter of you just going in there and just play fighting or whatever, and that the ring is not it's not a cushion, it's not soft. Like it's real danger. It's a real danger. You can really get hurt or worst case killed. It's I just wish it was ran. I wish it was more protected like it was 30 or 40 years ago. That's I kind of went off track a little bit because I know how I feel about it.
No, that's a good answer.
You're answering the way the older crowd kind of wish it was still there, because you have all these young people that want to get into the business. They don't understand the business, and as they get into it, they think, "Oh, I've been in for a little while. I'll be a champion in no time." Yeah. What happened to paying your dues to the companies?
Exactly. It's something, and like one thing I hate seeing, and I see this time and time again. You get a guy who comes in and he's been a fan of it, or he's done backyard or whatever, and he gets involved in the business, and he doesn't really have to pay anything, and it's not what he was hoping for it to be because he marks out for himself, and then after 5 months of doing just maybe that one show or maybe a show here and a show there, he decides he wants to stop and buy his own ring and start his own promotion. Yeah. And you see that over and over and over again, and it just totally just bastardizes Georgia, and it just makes us look terrible as a whole. And it's so frustrating, and it really gives like Georgia wrestlers and Georgia wrestling as a whole just a really, really bad stigma in the eyes of these other states like New York or even the Carolinas, like these places where you have to have like an actual promoter's license or a wrestling license to perform on a show. It really gives us a really, really bad look when we really want to make certain moves, and it becomes a matter of just who we know to get those opportunities. But that's one of my biggest frustrations with it that I see. But I just wish that the business was protected, because because it's not protected, that it's like an ongoing cycle. Like,
yeah, it's like to do everything.
Well, let me see if you're basically thinking about the way I'm thinking. If you have the opportunity to get in the business, you pay your dues to a company. You see, back then, that's what we used to have to do. You didn't get to go to all these different companies and wrestle. You had to pay your dues at one company. Once you moved up good enough, the company would start calling you and saying, "Hey, I see you've been the champ at this company. I would like for you to come work at my company. But you know what's going to have to happen? You're going to have to start at the middle and work your way up. You're not going to start at the bottom because we kind of know what you're about. Right. You're going to start at the middle and you're going to work your way up in the company." Yeah. Nowadays, there's so many companies out there that you can go, I can skip from this company to that company, this company to that company, and I can keep bouncing around all over the place. And in a few weeks, as long as everybody likes what they see, I'm going to be a champ here soon with one of these companies.
Great.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And with knowing that, like, I'm so glad that, like, just I mean, as far back as I can remember, like when I was in diapers, like I just loved wrestling. I don't have an explanation as to why I love wrestling. And it was just in me. The desire to want to do it has been in me for a long time. And like when I was small, like I didn't see wrestling from the same viewpoint as like the other kids. And then it got to a point where I was like the only kid who was really, really into wrestling. And I mean, it was crazy because like even when I would play with my action figures, I would make things make sense. Like everything would make sense. And but even like getting up to the point when when I had just gotten started with in PCW, I made it a point to stay in PCW, pay my dues there, learn everything that I could learn there before going out elsewhere. And I did have bookers and promoters who wanted to book me because of what they saw. But I stuck it out in PCW for like nearly a year first before I even did any other show. But I just wish that there were more workers, like just more of the upstarts who took a similar mindset, or just a mindset of respect the business, pay your dues, protect it. I just wish that there was more of that now, and I believe that the business would be it would have that believability to it that it did have. It would have that mystique, because it's like that mystique for the most part is gone, and you only get that from certain guys now. Like it's.
And here's the way I look at this. Guys like me, you, and a few other guys that have been around the business for a while, we respect the business. We know what it takes to make it in this business.
Yep.
So
you guys too.
What has to happen is we have to feed these guys, these young guys coming into the business. We have to feed them our knowledge and tell them, hey, look, don't walk out here thinking you're a superstar when you ain't nothing. You not paid your dues to this business yet.
Right.
I got a comment the other week. What was that comment that was put on my post? Because I blessed a guy out because he thought he deserved respect because he was older than two guys that work for us.
Oh yeah.
And I said, look, when you get 3, 4, 5 years down the road and experience, then you deserve respect. But these guys have been working a lot longer than you. You owe them respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and he thought because the young guys, we got a couple of guys, close to 18, but they've been in the business learning for over how many years? This guy just picked it up, kind of like what you said, picked it up, backyard wrestling, and trying to join up, and it's like another wrestler's like, well, it doesn't matter about age, but it does. If you are busting your hump, you've broke down rings, you've been behind the vets, you've learned. So, I get that. And by the way, last night we had an interview with Sarge. Man's 59 years old. And one of the things he kept on saying that made me go, whoa, that blew me away. And it's kind of what I'm hearing from you, and I'm hearing from you. Be humble. Always listen. And just appreciate what you're doing. And,
right.
that in turn protects what the sanctity of the business is.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. You know just as well as I know, no matter who you step in the ring with, especially if he's a veteran and been around the business for a long time, and you get the honor to step in the ring with him, you listen to what he's got to say. You don't say nothing. You're nobody to him.
That's true. That's very, very true.
He's going to give you your spots to do, but you basically bow down to him and say, whatever you want me to do is what I do, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's very true. That's very, very true. And and in doing that, you have to take on and this is just a mindset that I always take on. It really doesn't matter who I'm working. I always take on the mindset of, what can I learn today? What can I take from this match and put in the toolbox to get me better? How can I perfect this? What is something I can work on? This is a crowd of 15 people, and this is in an area that I've never wrestled in. How can I get myself over? What is something different that we can do? And that's the mindset that I know that I really take on. And that's it's worked for me. And even when it comes to working like a 15-year veteran or whatnot, just the mindset to put yourself in that humble mindset. What can I learn from this guy? And it really it can really take guys a long way. And I know it's really helped me out a great deal. And I know that's why I believe in that, and I would preach that all day.
Oh yeah. Well, all right. Let's now kind of switch the subject. Let's talk about something that everybody likes to do occasionally.
Eat.
No. Although Aja is the food critic, we know, girl. We know.
Yeah. I heard
But no,
That's the reason I said it. I knew she's sitting back here listening.
But now, this is what I wanted to ask you, though, Fred. Seriously, this is a favorite question I love asking. You know, in the business, you work with somebody. You don't have to say their name because, you know, God knows we don't want to offend anybody. But let's just be honest. There are some guys out there. There's some guys and ladies we know that deserves to get a nice receipt. And I'm not talking of the paper kind, or as a fellow friend would tell me, I'm the banker and I got a book full of receipts and I'm about to give them out, especially if you tick me off. So let's go ahead and just ask like memorable moments where you just you've been bumping, you're working what you can, and you're just like, I'm about to deck this dude, and he gonna feel it for weeks. Let's be honest, it happens. We all have that moment where we all remember somebody getting tagged and going, "Woo, Jesus!" Here's your moment, if you like. Don't put it on blast now.
Let's see. I honestly, I haven't been in that situation where, as to when like I really felt that I needed to just like knock someone out. I will say that I guess like just you can really communicate certain things when you take a certain demeanor about certain things and whatnot. And I guess that's the competitive aspect of it, and sometimes it's egos. I don't know. But I have had times when a guy would give me a pretty stiffer than normal forearm, and just to let them know that I'm gonna meet them there too, and if you want to take it there, we can take it there. I give it back to them just as hard, if not harder. Well, that was one. But one thing that does come to mind. There was an incident. There was a situation actually when I was working the tag match, and a guy, I'm not gonna say his name, but just wasn't really cooperating. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Look, hold on. He said
he wasn't really.
He's in the back. It's him.
And I'm gonna say, just for the protection, I'm gonna say this was out of state, but it wasn't out of state. So working this tag match, and had a lot of potential to be a really good tag match, but the guy, I guess he felt that he needed to prove something. It's like, dude, like it's professional wrestling. Like I'm not in here to shoot, not in here to try to show that I'm better than you or nothing. It's not about that. These people are a good show, but he just wouldn't really go with really much of anything. So I just just out wrestled him. I had him kind of pinned down, and he didn't really like that too much. He just didn't like it, and almost dropped him on his head a few times, and it's just he just wasn't really cooperating.
No, he dropped him on his head. Don't let him fool you, okay?
All right. Anyway, so that happened, but like I'm very professional, but like it wasn't like, I mean, I wasn't intentionally trying to drop the guy on his head. Like I wasn't intentionally trying to do that. Like I just wasn't like, basically I didn't feel safe at that point because I didn't know what his intentions were. So I just had to protect myself. And as the match went on, something happened. He threw something, and I let him connect with me, and then I threw something right back at him just as hard, like as a receipt. He didn't want to take it, but the way that he tried to avoid it, it caught him in a spot, like on his head, and it just gashed his head, and his blood just everywhere. And it was gross, but it was very, very embarrassing because there were actually other really, really good wrestlers who were there in the back, and there was a lot of commotion that was going on, like as we went to the back or whatnot, and I kind of felt it made me look bad. I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking too much, but it kind of made me feel like I was being looked at in a negative light because this guy, he's got blood all over him, and I look like the guy who's I was responsible for him. Like we're each other's responsibility, but that's just how it turned out. Like, and when I threw it back, it was safe. It was actually safe, but I was going to return it right back, and then he moved, and it just caught him and everywhere.
It's like I say, in this business, anything and everything can happen.
Right.
If you think that if you're trying to be safe and your opponent's not trying to be safe, things happen.
Right. And that's just what I mean. That's one incident. Like I haven't really had too much. Like I don't have any bad blood with anyone. That gentleman and I, like, I know he was pretty pissed. I was more so pissed about the match, not really pissed about what he did, but just pissed about the match. And I actually took that kind of hard. I was like, okay, well, what could I have done in that match? Should I have just given him this? Should I have given him that? And the more I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should not have. Like, but I apologize to him nonetheless. Apologize, and we're fine. Now we're fine. I see him. We don't really say much at this point, but I mean, like, other than that, I mean, it's more so it's mutual. But that was one incident, like, that came the closest to what you were talking about. But
well, like I said, this is sometimes it's physicality. Tempers get hot, especially if you're in a place where there's no AC. Certain people whine a little too much, and you just want to slug them. Not saying I ever want to do that to you. Just saying. Remember it next time. No. But see, that's what best friends do. No, but for real, a question I have is, like, we talk about matches and stuff, but we kind of asked Aja about her, but now we're going to ask about you. Besides being the tire expert that you are, and I appreciate your breakdown analysis, maybe guru for a certain somebody, and a wonderful name, Jeter, I must say. Derek Jeter, but not the 500-pound version of him. But anyway, we still love you, Derek. We'd love to have you on the show. But my question is this. What is Fred Yehi like out of the ring, just hanging, banging? What is it that you like? What are you into? And I know, I was just going to probably come up with some comments too, but we'd like to hear from you, my man.
Let's see. Well, outside of wrestling, I work in the behavioral health field. I work with teens with all kind of behavioral problems and whatnot. They're juvenile delinquent teens, DJJ kids. Currently, I work at a group home. I also work at youth villages. So, like, it's basically it's counseling. It's youth counseling. So I do that. Outside of that kind of work, which is very challenging but very rewarding, I do like Naruto. That's an anime cartoon. I love Naruto. Don't get me started on Naruto. Don't shoot yourself.
Right now,
I love Naruto. Naruto is amazing. I highly recommend it. I will send you links to watch Naruto. I love Naruto. He's really influenced my gimmick as well, but I love Naruto. I'm going to say it again. I love Naruto.
I see Aja hitting her head against the wall.
I've gotten into comic books since dating Aja. Like, I've always wanted to collect comic books, but my parents were a little strict. They didn't just let us just get whatever we wanted to have. So I actually just got into comic books, but I'm way far behind. I love to go for walks. I love to go hiking. I like canoeing. I like sightseeing. I like to travel, even though I can't really afford to go where I like to go, but I like to travel. Of course, working out is like that's a part of the lifestyle. Of course, entertaining this honey right here, entertaining her and just keeping her happy. That's another thing.
I'll speak the truth when he's done.
Oh, Lord.
That's what happens when you get your woman involved.
She's gonna be like this, honey. Don't worry. They know me too, right?
But in general, like, I'm a pretty chilled, laid back, funny, humorous, random, spontaneous guy. Like, it's all those things all in one. I do like food. I love food. I love fried chicken. I do love fried chicken. I know what you guys think, but I love fried chicken.
Black.
No!
Fried chicken. I love fried chicken.
This man's white chocolate. Trust me, it's all good.
But I love fried chicken and cornbread with grape jelly. I love that.
Oh, we can hang out.
Yeah. Y'all ever have fried chicken and cornbread with grape jelly or maple syrup? I'll be there. It's awesome.
All right, we're good.
All right, this Saturday, March 7th, we'll see you. But
awesome.
You've been booking the match all of a sudden.
Cornbread.
I'll talk to our sponsors, Casey's, by the way. They will hook Aja up.
Awesome.
We got sponsors. I told you. We gonna
We can make it happen. We can make it happen.
Make it rain.
Other than that,
food. It's raining.
I'm trying to think what else. I'm into video editing. Like again, I mentioned the YouTube channel that we run, BHW Wrestling. It's growing in popularity. So I'm working on I'm getting better and better with the editing. I'm learning under someone else who's been doing it for the past couple of years. So I'm really getting my hands in on the editing aspect of it. I was actually just working on a video today. But I'll send you some links so you can check us out whenever you can, and just send it around. I mean, it's a really cool little product. But I think
Like
in a nutshell,
we got websites that we can post them on, and we'd love to, like I said, if someone wants to book you, I want to make sure we get that information out. I'm going to have you have an opportunity here in the interview where you actually will tell people how to get a hold of you, but also I will put it on the webpage. And like we did for Aja, we did the same for Aja. We'll do the same for you. Show a match, also this website that you're talking about. So those are your passions, and the things. Talking with some of the guys this past weekend as we were heading down on the road trip to Milledgeville, a lot of the guys were like, well, what's better, working the big scene wrestling organizations, the small leagues, the indie scene, and the guy's like, it's just, what do you want? And he, the guy kind of, supernatural. He just said, the big federations, will try to manage every little part of you. What, we all want the big dream of being in the E. You told us about how Jeter became Mr. Responsible and Mr. Charming and going, yes sir, yes sir. Now I'm pretty sure Mr. Titus here would be talking to AAA.
Hello. Hello.
No.
See. She messaging and telling it. This is she message. See, still frozen. Screen's frozen.
Okay, what's going on?
Okay, let me hit this real quick. Let's see. Okay.
She logged off.
It told me that he sent me this link to go to this here. That's it. Please wait.
What happened?
I love making fun of Jeter. See, take it from the connect, try again.
There he is.
Welcome back. Look, I will always find a way. Dicka told me
we're
this
back.
once in a lifetime. Oh, it's all good. So
Okay.
sorry about it. It happens, with the weather and everything. It was going to be a challenge. But Fred, let me go ahead and just get with you on this. What in this business? If I told you you could go any certain place. You can go to Ring of Honor, TNA, WWE, Japan. Where would you choose? Or Indy?
Man, like, it's frozen again. Okay, we're good. Okay, good. Sure. All right, we're good. Okay, let's see. Man, like my number 2 would definitely be WWE, and if Japan, definitely New Japan.
Yeah.
And I say that because of this. Let's be real. I know a lot of people they feel a certain type of way about the WWE product. I mean, but it is a business, and any business, they're gonna come frustrations with that because of the direction that they're gonna go in. But the heads of that business, they know what they have in mind. They know what they want to do. You just have to be a team player. But let's face it, if any indie wrestler or any wrestler period goes to the WWE, your career is made for the rest of your life. There have been guys who've gone to WWE and they've appeared on television for maybe like a month and they got future endeavored. But after that, they go anywhere. They can wrestle wherever they want to. They don't really need the WWE anymore after that. Their career is made. They can wrestle in California. They can wrestle in Japan. They can wrestle in Europe. They can wrestle anywhere. And the same thing kind of relates to New Japan. Like, for example, you wrestle in Japan and you get trained in a dojo or whatnot, that just brings a mystique to you. Like, people automatically, they respect you because you've been there and they understand the Japanese method of how they train their wrestlers. You're going to do your 1,000 Hindu squash. You're going to do your 1,000 push-ups. You're going to do all that stuff. So now they know that without a doubt, hey, he is more than capable of delivering and just meeting the expectation and exceeding it. So, like, those would definitely be my number 2. Like, if those opportunities came along, I would definitely jump at those, and I would definitely make the best of them.
Awesome. Question, just to throw this out there too, we talk about, wrestling and everything, being part of WWE and everything. Let's talk about, like, is there one performer that, you go, Aja, I know, we're wrestling and everything, but we got to go see this guy. I got to see him. He can shoot promo, wrestle, whatever. But what's that one guy for you?
That one guy. You mean just anywhere?
Yeah, it can be anywhere. Yeah, it doesn't have to be the E. It doesn't have to be Ring of Honor. It could be anywhere.
Okay. Let's see. I've always been a fan of Eddie Guerrero, as well as Chris Benoit. I've always liked Kurt Angle since he started, like, back in like 99, 2000. Those were a lot of times, like, those were really like my type of guys, my type of wrestlers. I've always liked Shawn Michaels. I've had a good bit, like Shawn Michaels and of course Ric Flair. Those have been my guys. Unfortunately, I've never gotten to see any of those guys perform live. But those are my kind of wrestlers. If you talk about now, like, amongst, like, my peers, I love watching Shane Marks. I love watching, like, Jimmy Rave. Like, those are, but yeah, those are guys that are wrestling, like, right up my alley, and I really like watching those guys, and I learned a lot from them.
Cool. You got any more questions, bro?
I think he's answered about every question we've had for him tonight. But Fred, we're gonna see what we can do. I would like to try to get you to the Disciples of Christ one weekend, and I will bring the fried chicken. I will get Chris to do the cornbread, and I think we can pick up the jelly somewhere.
Yeah! Awesome.
And Fred gets fed again. We're going to realize that these two are getting paid in food. They're not getting paid in money. They're like, merchandise, screw that. I want my fried chicken.
Only thing I say is get some, along with that, pay us in some, like, gas relief for This lady right here. So, you know, she's just paying that right there. Just make sure you get a little bit of insurance policy with that. Y'all can go
We've got Tums. We've got, we'll just try to figure it out. If not, we got bacon chips and water.
Okay.
Like Tums and maybe a laxative. Something to please.
Now look, I'm not asking you. I'm not asking y'all to have a show or do a show in a one bathroom stall bucket. So we can do something like this.
Yeah, just throw some Tums in there. Throw some Tums in there. Like this girl and any kind of cheese, beef, or vegetables is bad.
Or pizza.
Oh Lord, yeah, that has cheese, beef, and vegetables. Exactly.
Hey, we got Little Italy still open. That's a good place too, Aja. So I'm gonna talk to our sponsors. We got some food places that we could probably hook you up. All y'all gotta do is just show up to the show.
If you can do that, I will wrestle for free.
And you know
gotta go talk to Little Italy now.
That's right.
If not, you gotta talk to Chris.
Yeah, and also restaurants. Name a few places where I can drop her off after she eats. I can just drop her off and just let her.
We got a wonderful place called Artie's. They have a beautiful bathroom facility. You can even order a shake as you're doing number 2. I don't know about you, but that's a good thing that I get to do.
She's no stranger.
Although I am a camel to some people.
She's no stranger.
You're funny. I'm about to be newly single as well, you guys.
Uh-oh. You're off the market, I heard.
I'm off the market,
so we'll find somebody to take you. But like I said, we got places to eat, so trust me, we got you, Aja. And you too, Fred. We'll feed you, and we'll get some comic books out there for you, too, if need be. But no, for real. All right, Fred, real quick before we sign off, if there are guys that want to book you, what's the best way to get a hold of you? Go ahead and shoot it.
You can find me on Facebook, Fred Sinister Dinister Yehi. You'll find me on there in pajama pants and an orange shirt, and I'm pointing at a camera with a fan. You can find me on YouTube. You can just key in Fred Yehi, or you can simply key in BACW Wrestling. That is my YouTube channel. Click on that, subscribe, watch what we got, check out our product. We do a lot of cool editing, cuts, all that kind of stuff. We really put together a nice little product. Put your hand down, please, babe. That's where you can find us. That's where you can find me, rather. So Facebook, YouTube. I will send you some videos as well for you to check us out. We have a really good viewership. We're getting things back rolling again because we had a little freeze, but that's where you can find us. Fred Sinister Dinister Yehi on Facebook and BACW Wrestling on YouTube.
All right, and please know, Fred, if you want to come down, we do every first Saturday of the month is Disciples Christ. We are over at the Lions Club. We are building, so when that happens, we'll be open even more. Love to have you two out there, and we are actually traveling to Milledgeville. A certain man named Javier Delgado, or AKA Supernatural, has called you out, would like to wrestle you, so we'll see what we can work out. Yeah, because there's some good food down there, too. So, there's a Checkers up there, too. Checkers, you better give me a spoon. All right? D-double, don't play. I'd pay over $20-something. I want a sponsorship. Traveling down there and getting me some Checkers. But anyway, back to y'all. But, no, seriously. So, we at the Disciples Christ, also at All Wrestling Talk, love to have you guys down here. We'll work something out. On the website at allwrestlingtalknation.webs.com, want to let y'all know we're going to be putting all the stuff that Fred talked about, his the YouTube site or the YouTube channel that he runs. Also, we'll put some matches on there too, his YouTube or his Facebook page, to get a hold of him, book him, try to get him out there. Make sure you hook him up with places to eat so he can take Aja to eat, and make sure the bathroom relief fund is there too. But Aja, we got you. Look, just stay away from the veggies, girl.
And Tums.
Yeah. But no, you two are always welcome to All Wrestling Talk. I would love to have y'all again. Keep us updated with how Valkyrie and how Mexico goes, Aja. And Fred, you just keep us updated, bro. We'll keep putting you out there. And like I said, all wrestling talk. It's about you guys, so we appreciate y'all.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun.
All right, man. Well, guys, that has been the show. You've just seen one of the top young superstars in the indie circuit, Fred Yehi, and also Miss Aja Perera. You've got a sneak peek of her. She was on the last show. You definitely want to check her interview out. These two are really good. They are passionate about the business, but also they're passionate about food. So make sure you feed them, too. So if you don't feed them, promoters, I'm coming for you, especially you, Checker. You know better.
And if you do feed her, you have to deal with her flagellants. Yeah.
And if you like any car dealership detailing community that want to get a hold of Fred Yehi's car afterwards, please make sure to get yourself a good sponsorship there. Once again, I'm C-Double, as everything is falling apart around us. The snow's coming. The Bahama jet stealing, skirt chasing guy is behind you. Going to go out of here. So,
I'm out of here.
So tomorrow night, Indy Superstar Spotlight with special guest Stretch. I'm C-Double. You guys know what it is. I'm out. See ya.